Wayne, what more can people know about the wild hog situation in Manitoba?
Well, field research is really important because it then leads us to better control techniques. And we're undergoing a couple of projects right now. One is looking at being able to detect wild pig DNA in water samples. And we're working with Assiniboine College, James Hood there, and BDX Laboratories in Winnipeg, Dr. Brent Gumpy. And this is important because in order for a sighting to be reported to us, you have to have the person and the pig at the same place at the same time.
Okay.
These animals tend to be nocturnal, so quite often they're hard to see, you know, and if there aren't very many people in that area, we may never get a report. But we can take water samples because pigs have to have water, and if we can identify pig DNA in that water, then it gives us a clue as to where to look, and we'll use our thermal imaging drones or other techniques, trail cameras, to be able to identify where the pigs are in that area. The other thing it does do is it helps us to rule out areas. So if we determine that there a very low likelihood of pigs in that area, then we don't waste time there. Right. And we can look in other areas that are more important.
I think you mentioned as well too the way of collecting that water for testing has gotten a lot easier too.
Right. The original technique was developed by the USDA, but it didn't really work terribly well under our conditions. And for any test to work, you have to validate it to your own situation. And what we've done then is, over the past year or so, develop techniques where we can simplify the field collection of water without having to carry big packs of filters and things into the field.
Sure.
And then refine that down so that it's easy to do in the field.
Wayne, you and your team have been collecting a lot of data the past couple of years. What is that starting to look like? How is it shaping up?
Well, that's been a really good tool for us then to be able to start to understand a little bit more about the population dynamics of these animals. So as we've been gathering this information, we're starting to look at how can we accurately estimate weights, things like that, and then using body length measurements to give us a more accurate estimation of weights. We want to look at age and sex distributions in the population, how many are mature, how many are young, and then our database then is getting to the point where we're starting to be able to do some of these analysis to help us to understand really the ecology of these animals, because once we understand how they reproduce, how they grow, how many survive, then we can use that in terms of our trapping and removal program to better understand really what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah, because certain trapping methods might work for one particular animal, whether it be size, age, or sex, and
Right.
other animals, you know how to target that right kind of method, I guess.
Right. So, and then how do these animals move around the countryside? Because that becomes important when we're dealing with control of wild pigs, say during a foreign animal disease outbreak.
Right.
How big a net do we have to cast to capture these animals? So we're trying to integrate all of this information through our database analysis, and we have more questions than answers right now, but all of this stuff will be applied. We're interested in research for a purpose, really.